Oh, Ricky, look who it is. It's our viewers that miss us for 2 years. Wow. Okay, this is awkward. Okay, well, guys, it's been a while. Ricky, adults need to talk. Hey, everyone. 2 years since my last video, when I quit creating content and streaming after losing $800,000 from poker tournaments in a year. That was crazy. In 17 years of poker, I never had that happen. This video will update you on how I fully recovered from those really dark times and by doing the unexpected. My path and ideas are not perfect by any means. It's simply what worked for me. This is not a sponsored video. There is no product. We've spent over 150 hours on this, and the footage is something I've been filming for the last 2 years. I paid a lot to make this happen, and I really have nothing to gain. I just hope it helps someone out there. I did this because I'm really passionate about giving back to the poker community because it has benefited me so much in my life by playing this game. And I just hope it helps. If you like it, let me know, but also share it so maybe it helps someone else. And enjoy the video. Thank you, and I'll see you around. My name is Ryan Chamas, also known as Beriuzy. I live in Montreal, Canada.
Ryan is now a high-stakes poker enthusiast and entrepreneur. However, his career path wasn't always so clear.
Before poker, I played a lot of games, a lot of video games when I was younger. And then eventually just kind of trickled my way into the dark world of online poker when I was young. And eventually I just kind of started seeing that some people made money and had success from it.
71,000. We are gods.
Started working at Subway, making sandwiches and stuff. And I just like that idea that while I'm working at Subway, I can just play a couple hours after and just make some money. So I just started playing more and more.
We fucking won the tournament, boys. $40,000. Yeah, boy!
It always was like a tool that allowed me to enhance parts of my life.
Hello, fellow potatoes. My name is Ryan, and welcome to Beriuzy. It would mean a lot if you can share, like, and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to grow this thing so I can give back to the community and to charity. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
It's a very peculiar story how that name happened. To sum it up, to make it short, it's a word that was invented by one of my friends in high school, and his idea was to use it to escape awkward situations with teachers or people he doesn't want to talk to. I used it in class once with a teacher that caught me kind of falling asleep during the presentation. What was the era of something in history? And I'm like, oh, it's the era of Beriuzy. I remember her face just being like, what is he onto something? She didn't know, maybe I was maybe it sounds like something similar. So ever since then, I've just been I want to use this word more. And when I decided to create my content channel, I just figured it'd be cool to use this name. And I want to create this journey and document it and show to other people hey, you can create your own Beriuzy, you can create your own random word and make something out of it. I'm trying to create something from absolutely nothing. And I like that idea. I feel like my whole poker adventure has been something from nothing.
Though poker has been good to Ryan at times, right now, it is not.
So this Downswing specifically is basically, it's around 10 months of losing on average $100K a month, basically. And currently I'm down $800K, and I don't see the light. It's just it's not even there.
Yes, you heard that right. He is down $800,000 playing, a game. And not only is his bank account depleting, but so is his health.
Mentally completely destroyed because just everything seems like it's gonna go against me, no matter what it is. I could be playing a tennis match and I was just about to hit the sickest serve ever, and back of my head it's a meteor is gonna come in and just hit the ball. And I'm no! That's what it does to your brain. Everything becomes impossible. I feel like in the past when I was on the downswing, something that happened across 2 years, it was a lot more like, all right, it's a bit painful. It's like a lobster being cooked in like hot water. Like, it's nice. But when I'm doing it 5 times a week because I want to make content, it's like a speed run of just disaster. I've been on other downswings in the past that were probably not as rough because of the amount of money at stake. The money amount is insane. And I am used to playing these type of buy-ins, but what I'm not used to is playing that much time. This one is just, it's at the same exact time as I started taking on too many things. And when I started really wanting to be more of a content creator, it forced me to start playing bigger buy-ins and focus more on like improving my content by, you know, showing more high stakes stuff. And it just went out of control.
All right, we're gonna let Ricky decide. We're gonna flip a coin with Ricky. All right, there's 2 sides to this remote. If it lands on the colorful parts, we're gonna call. If it lands on black, we're gonna fold. It's all up to you, buddy. It's a call!
And I think this is what has completely made the downswing a lot worse. Usually I play and I feel comfortable and I'm like, I have good strategies, but now every time I was sitting down to like play a session, it was more like, well, how many clicks and likes do you think this video is gonna get if I like completely punt this 10K tournament, you know? And there's just like, why am I thinking like this? It completely like messed up how I viewed everything. You play poker, you wanna try and win, not try to make content out of it.
I said if I get 100 viewers, we're gonna get shit-faced, and now we're chip leading a tournament.
I feel like I've definitely overstepped my limits, which is also affecting the downswing because I'm just exhausted every time I try to play poker. What's at stake? What can I lose? Ideally, just money. For sure, if I keep losing, I'm gonna lose a bit of my mental state.
I am all in. I've wagered all the chips against an under the gun 3x. Okay. Yo guys, come on. Please protect us, mighty rooster gods. Like I can't deal with this. Yo, I pressed call. Don't time out. No, I pressed call. I pressed fucking call. This is not a good time to disconnect. No, you can't. You gotta be fucking kidding me! What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I think the worst part is I feel like I can't even control myself, my thoughts. Everything's all over the place. Just the way it happened, you can see in the video, like my raw emotions come out and I'm just like in disbelief. And it felt like it was nice I could rewatch it because it's just like, it's on display. Like, look how ridiculous it is. Look what you've put yourself in. If I wasn't doing the content, that situation would have never happened and would have never cost me money. So I'm in this cage. And in a way, I also have the key that I'm just like throwing away. And right then and there, I remember I finished my session. I went up to my wife. I told her what just happened. I'm just like, I think I'm done. Like, this is it. This is the last straw.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special YouTube video. It's a very difficult one. To be honest, I've done like 20 takes for this. I'm trying to get the perfect way of saying what I want to say. I was reviewing some old footage of mine, footage that actually got me my GG sponsorship. And I realized something. I have changed a lot since then. And that realization has led me down to a difficult decision. I'll give you a hint.
I think what's wrong with that quote is I don't hear the word solution anywhere. So, of course, yeah, you focus on the problem, it's just gonna get worse. Where's the solution, right? I want to focus on the solution.
To solve the problem, his plan is to do the opposite one might think to do. Rather than focusing on his current poker results and play more poker to try and dig his way out of this hole, Ryan has decided to take the majority of his remaining bankroll to travel the world with his wife.
I know that when I travel, you're just in a different state. You're just like free from all those responsibilities because you just put yourself in a situation where you're just gonna be the dumb tourist with a map walking around. And in my head, it's like, I need to get out of this downswing because then I want to do all these cool things I want to do. Well, isn't that the problem? Why am I just not doing the cool things I want to do? Why am I not just traveling to begin with? Like, that is the solution. That's how I view it. And I see this a lot in the poker world. Like, everyone's like, one day when I win the really big tournament, I will finally buy the house that I want. Okay, well, what's the house? What does the house look like that you want? Oh, I don't know. When I win, I'll know. It's like, no, that's the problem. You need to visualize it. You need to start looking, and then it gives you the drive to like get to that point where you do get the success that you want and you do get the results that you want. And that's just what I'm doing with this trip. Is I just want to go. That's the most important thing right now, and the rest is whatever. It's like something I'll deal with one way or another.
In order to keep his sanity, he hopes to remind himself why he chose this career path, choosing not only to gamble his money, but also his future. Can he save himself from losing it all? Learning what it takes to make it not only in this game, but ultimately, life. Or will this downswing be the catalyst that forces him to give up playing poker?
It'd be hard if I just can't play poker anymore because it's just such an important part of my life. I just love it too much.
Fresca, you want to say thank you to Michael? You say thank you?
Yeah, I mean, taking this trip means we have to leave our amazing little doggo behind, which really, really sucks because we've been always with her for the last 3 years.
Oh, double stretch.
And then just mostly like leaving our house and stuff. I mean, I'm not really leaving anything very serious from my end, but my wife will be basically quitting her job for 3 months. That's a very big commitment. And she's lucky that her job appreciates her so much that they're like, you go do this, come back, we'll take it. My wife is the love of my life. She's my best friend. I need something that's the complete opposite and calms me down. And I don't know, I just feel like we're like those two Lego pieces that just like, and like they only work like that, you know? No, that's how it feels to me. But yeah, 8 months of a bit neglecting her and my responsibilities as a husband. We just got married recently too, so I want her to be happy. That's all I want, and I want to be the best version of myself for her. So my wife and I really, really love traveling. We've been traveling a lot. I think we counted at one point that we've been together in 23 different countries. I think it's the foundation of our relationship. And ever since, we've just been wanting to like travel more and more. And I think every year, except 2020 due to COVID, we've been somewhere, like some place that we've been wanting to visit. And in 2023, we didn't really travel because I was so overwhelmed with content and poker and stuff. And yeah, it's time to fix that. I'm scared, but really excited at the same time because we're going into uncharted territories for us. Like, I've never been to these places. I'm looking forward to be there, but at the same time, I do have a bit of worries. Like, what if this and that happens? So there's definitely a bit of anxiety, but I really enjoy being confused and lost.
Nice and slow, nice and easy. Got it?
I didn't know I was doing this when I started the video, and then I felt committed.
Well, you can stop at any time.
No, like I can do it.
Our plan is to just get fascinated by the things we know nothing about. So Asia and Southeast Asia and New Zealand and Australia, like it's something completely new for us. And sometimes I know that seeing how things work in other places really puts into perspective how lucky and blessed we are to have the life we have in Canada.
Sometimes a little change in perspective can alter our future. When we see things clearly, we make choices that align with our values and wants. I have noticed this is when miracles tend to happen.
So literally a week after I quit my role of content with GG, I decided to go to Florida. So as soon as I started planning all these travel itineraries with my wife, with my family, I can tell, like, I just feel a lot more driven towards like what I want to do. I want sun. I've been locked in this cage doing content. Florida had good weather. I'm gonna go there. My friends are gonna be there, and there's a poker tournament.
And there you see Ryan Schmass with the chip lead, 61 big blinds.
So something was telling me to play this tournament, and it was just kind of like a voice in the back of my head that's just saying, you have no pressure.
Down to 5 outs.
A queen and a 4 to save
Going to have a
Ryan's
champ.
day.
And queen.
Oh! Pick the stuff. There you go.
And now he's thrown it. Now he's thrown the stuffed animal.
In this moment, I'm just there to play because I love the game and I just want to play live. And I wasn't doing any content, living the life that I want to live, not the life that I'm trying to portray that I live. So we arrived into New Zealand early February. It was kind of on the way towards Asia, so we wanted to like go there. We do really enjoy being in places where we can speak the language because it makes things a lot easier. But New Zealand has this like lore about it where it's just this new country, like they've done everything different and it's very clean, and there's something special about traveling to new places. It's such a different experience because it's something you've never really seen before. It's kind of one of the main reasons why we want to try going to so many different places, because we always learn about something else, and then we try to take those traits or whatever it is that we learn and utilize it in our own life.
Poker is a lot like life. At first, everything is new and fun. The allure is attractive and we tend not to notice the dangers. Our passion and curiosity blinds us, hoping the reward is worth the risk.
My family came from Lebanon to Canada in 2003, I believe. And we were, I would say, middle class, very comfortable in Lebanon, but my parents could tell that things were not gonna get any better. It was very difficult for them to give up on everything and just start fresh from Canada. My parents didn't have jobs, we didn't have money, and we were living in not the best conditions. The older I grow, the more I realize my dad is really good at forward thinking, because I would say from the age like 12 to 22, I had absolutely no idea why we moved to Canada. But now, you know, with everything that's going on in the Middle East and a lot of these issues, not to get political, but it's amazing that somehow he predicted in one way or another that like things are just gonna get worse. And I really love him for that, because had we stayed in Lebanon and been okay with the level of comfort we had at the time, probably my life and our life as a family in general would be completely different.
Though we may speak different languages and eat different foods, we are all the same. We bleed, we feel, we want, we need. Our experiences are what make us unique. They tell our story. Ryan's desire to travel came from an experience of his own.
And it stemmed a bit from I would say, of a traumatic experience where I was supposed to go on like a high school trip to Europe with a lot of my friends, but my family didn't have enough money. I feel because we signed up for the trip and I got all these hopes of going on this trip with all my friends, and then having to withdraw last second because we didn't have enough money. But like all my friends did go, they have pictures, they have stories. I felt the FOMO or I felt very left out. And I told myself, I don't want to ever feel that again. And I knew that money was the main problem. So at the time when you're 17, like I'm working at a grocery store and a Subway store where I'm making sandwiches, making like $8 an hour. I'm just like, this is not enough money. How can I improve on that? I had a bit of money and I just decided, all right, invest in coaching, build my bankroll slowly, and hopefully that leads to something. It was then that I started approaching poker differently.
Poker has allowed him to see places most only dream of. His talent and hard work have paid off. But talent can only take you so far. One must have a solid foundation in order to make it in this game.
Alright, this is where it starts. Got rid of all the shit. Just complete gut everywhere. Oh my goodness, look at this crap. Yeah, this used to be the green ugly one. I'll put a picture of what this looked like before. It's disgusting. And this is actually better than what it looked like before. Completely redoing the kitchen, obviously. Still a lot of work to be done. Basically just started.
Around when I was 20 to 21, I started really looking at properties and wanted to just invest my money into something that like you can literally use and not just exist in a bank account. So I bought my parents' house, fixed it up a little bit, and then sold it. That's how I started viewing myself more as a property manager and entrepreneur and wanting to provide that to other people while, hopefully poker still kind of goes well. And if it doesn't go well, at least I'm providing apartments and homes to, people. And I don't know, it makes me feel good. So it's basically the worst point of my downswing right now. And there was doubt in my head where it's like, well, Ryan, like you're on a big downswing. Who knows what's going to happen next? And all these are just like the voices that you shouldn't listen to because they're just emotions. It's anxiety, it's fear. And screw all that crap. Like, just no. Like, I'm making my decision not based on emotions, but based on numbers. And the numbers are great. If my life was fully dependent on my poker income, I would probably be the worst type of player I could be. Never allow the worst case scenario to change how you have to play. So, because if you start playing more tight or more scared, because things went wrong, you're already losing at the game. So when I have multiple sources of income, it's very important for me because it allows me to have that a bit financial freedom and stability where I don't mind going with just my gut feeling and make crazy plays and not feel any shame or guilt about it. Like I've done insane bluffs where even I shocked myself. Like just get up from there, like that was a punt.
And there it is.
Oh my goodness! Oh
and
my
that
goodness!
Small sizing.
All in.
But I could walk away and feel nothing while I can hear the table like, oh my God, did you see that? What the hell? I've just been like, oh, okay, it's fine. Like whatever. But I needed to have obviously the comfort and the ability to do that. And it just comes from having stability.
Beriuzy needs some help here ASAP.
Let's see the river. On the river, we have the 4 of diamonds.
4 diamonds, not going to do it. And just like that, our fourth place finisher, Beriuzy, 155,000 Canadian dollars. But man, a happy fourth place, I would assume, as he was 6 of 6 for most of the day with, no one really even close to his short stack.
I think poker is probably a microcosm of life, Kurt. I think the same disciplines are required in poker to be a successful player that are required to be a successful businessman or to make your way successfully through life in whatever area you're pursuing.
Explain that to me. Self-discipline?
That's the key factor, self-discipline. You'll find that all the great no-limit players have this discipline about them. One of the reasons that I wear a coat and tie when I play is to remind myself to remain disciplined. Over long periods of time, you'll find that sometimes your attention drifts a little bit. And as long as I'm suited as I am, it reminds me. It's a little stimuli that I have that touches me.
For someone new to the game, it seems so basic, like look at cards and then put money. But in reality, there's so many different steps to every decision that we make. You know, there's pre-flop, post-flop, adjusting to opponent, adjusting to your own perception. And in life, I find there's a lot of these things as well, especially in business. I mean, a lot of my decisions in life come because I've just thought of things from a poker point of view. You know, all these things really help with relationships, with life situations, with decision-making skills. At first, what I loved about poker is that it's such a complicated, diverse game where a lot of different strategies, even though they're very different, they can still work and achieve the same goal, which is to, you know, win. I think what's beautiful about it is like it's one of the only games where part of the main tool is actually money. So like you play basketball, you play with a ball. You play soccer, you're playing with a ball. In poker, you play with money. So it's rare that there's a game like this. And I think that makes people a lot more serious automatically. It automatically just makes you try your best. I like that. And I'm always trying to be the best version of myself. So I'm lucky I found the game that's like, all right, sit up straight, good posture, and like do your best, you know? And not just like, oh, I'll just mess around.
Hello. The birthday boy.
Just prepping myself for a big day, getting all my necessities. It's funny you show up at this exact time.
That was perfect.
I just heard your car beep. I'm like, oh, who this?
How you doing, man?
Welcome. Yeah.
What do we
caffeine.
What is this?
A lot of caffeine. Breakfast. Just everything's prepped. Like, I don't know, we like to not wake up and like panic about how to make breakfast and stuff. So we just order these, you know, pre-made stuff and yeah, we just get started.
Oh.
I've been up for like an hour, so I've been doing a lot of things.
This is the house we rent every summer. First time we rent from the owners for this house specifically, but we just like to have a really nice space where we can just chill and hang out instead of staying in hotels. So pool, basketball, tennis, volleyball, ping pong, and everyone has a really nice spacious bedroom with like a really stocked kitchen. Like we just love that. And I'm staying with my really close friends that I've stayed with multiple times now. And the vibe is just always really fun, no matter what. Like if someone's running really bad, like everyone else becomes this like needy cat that needs affection and goes up to them like, hey, it's gonna be okay, you know? So it's a really cool, I don't know, we just all emotionally support each other no matter what. And usually if someone's winning a lot, we just shit on them a lot, so. She's a really good masseuse and she just gave him a massage. Now he's all like, yeah, I feel good with my little tiny stack going to day 2.
Tiny stack. It's 20 big blinds. It's not tiny stack.
Yeah, it's starting stack, but yeah. How many bullets?
Less than 5.
See, this is how we just troll each other all the time.
I mean, positive thinking.
Positive thinking.
Great weather, as always.
Yeah, get some sun, get a massage, and then get trolled by all your friends. It's a good way to start a day, right?
It's hard to watch.
Oh, the sun, yeah.
My name is Alexei Panikov. I'm a professional poker player from Latvia. I'm one of the happiest person on the planet because I live happy life.
Alex is just like one of my best poker friends. I've just learned a lot from him.
What kind of poker player is Beriuzy, and how would you describe his style of play?
I think his game changes based on what is important every year. I think he's a talented player overall, but sometimes he is clearly punting. But I think what makes his game actually beautiful.
We did start talking like during COVID, and at the time he wasn't really successful in live poker or anything like that. And then it's crazy that in just like 4 years he went from online grinder that I used to play against all the time to like now kind of like a household name in the poker community. Like everyone knows about him because he's just so good.
I treat it just as a tool to finally be happy, to treat your family well, to enjoy every second of this life.
We've both really cared about like each other outside of poker as well. When it comes to basic things, we just always like think about each other, and we always kind of, you know, have these jokes about how he's so clumsy in like life, yet so disciplined and organized when it comes to poker. Like just the way he views spots in his brain is better than any of the computers that solve a lot of stuff. It's just insane how he thinks, and no wonder why he has all these results. Dominikas Mikolaitis, a very good friend of mine that I met when I actually came to Vegas in 2017 or 16, I believe. And we just had mutual friends and we got to know each other a lot. And at the time we were both at like, I would say not the best points of our poker results.
For me, it's also, I think, a big part of my improvement is just that I want to beat everyone at poker. And I was always trying to find something, to do something interesting and to beat others. I can't play board games with most of my friends. I just can't, I can't play a game where nobody's trying to win, you know? You know the rules, you're trying to do the best EV play. It doesn't matter what you do. Do you play basketball, pickleball, paddle, or any board game, you know? So I think this really helped me for development.
He's just like, he's become so much better as both a person and a player. And I always admired his work ethic. Even when I was with him in New Zealand recently, like the guy is just like still studying every day. He has a bit of time off. He's just like running sims and stuff. And it's just, I can't do that on vacation. I'm just like, I don't care. But he's like always been like this. And no wonder why like he won a Triton recently, but he's also just been putting in like really good results.
And my whole approach was that I'm either gonna punt and learn from it, like being aggressive, just trying new things.
I like it.
If it's a mistake, I'm gonna learn from it and become better. And if it was a good thing, just a bad outcome, I'm gonna be happy. So what I did, all the negative emotions I can receive during poker session. So as I mentioned before, you make a move, you lose. So there is two options. You either were wrong or you were right, but he had it. Mm-hmm. So what I did, I just erased any doubts. So if I made a mistake, I learned. If I made a good move, I got confidence. I know it's just a bad result, bad outcome, because I ran into it, you know, or whatever. And I think this was like that moment where I broken through again, let's say.
So my friend Espen Jorstad won the 2022 WSOP main event. But I remember like one thing that really stood out for me is like right after he won, he just called his mom.
She's my biggest fan, and like, yeah, I think she's probably sitting at home crying real soon. She was crying on the phone like before final table even, so she's gonna have a heart attack probably. I should call and check if she's fine.
For the first time in history, we would like to present you on the Las Vegas Strip, this beautiful Johnston 2022 World Series main event bracelet. Congratulations from all of us at Sears Entertainment.
I love my mom, and like I feel like if I was to ever win the main, I would do something similar. But to see that, it felt so like right and heartwarming. It's completely different from like what's usually shown on TV and stuff. It's like the idea is like you win, it's like, yeah, popping champagne bottles, give me the cigar, buddy, and like sure, that's cool, but you know, a guy that has no emotion throughout the whole run and then all of a sudden just calls his mom, you're like, this is weird, this is so cool. So I was really happy to get to witness that and yeah, party with him after. Footage that I cannot leak. I'm lucky to be around these people that just have won the things I've always wanted to win, and it's nice to see to take pieces of each and like try to formulate your own way. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find my own balance with everything. And build my own style instead of just copying exactly someone else's style.
Success is relative. What's hard for some may be easy to others. Comparing oneself to another can be detrimental to one's mental health. Our own journey is all we have.
So it's been a year now that I've completely shifted the way I'm approaching poker. Not a main priority. I'm focusing on travel and all this, and things are going well. I've recovered most of my downswing. I've had a lot of big runs. I'm playing better. I'm definitely studying, and I feel like I'm a much better player. And the trip was supposed to be absolutely no poker, and in general it was. It's just that we had to change plans due to a lot of rain in Bali. And then I told my wife, well, like, look, it's at the same time as WPT Cambodia. Can I just go play really quick? And she's like, yes. Yet when we arrive in Cambodia, I feel like maybe it was my ego or like the worst version of me that's taking over. I start thinking about like, yo, there's a tournament. Let's play this. Like, be cool to win a WPT while you're traveling. And then the thoughts of like, maybe you can go to Triton after, and all those took over. And so it's my 5th bullet in the WPT Cambodia. And there's 2 minutes left on a registration. I'm just like, hey, you'll get to see who's at your table and then decide on the break how to play against them. I sit down and I dealt pocket queens and then just instantly lose against ace king. And now I get up and I can still re-enter. And I'm just like, what? I was supposed to this was supposed to be my last bullet, but it just happened so quick. So I go and re-enter again. Now it's my 6th bullet. And when I sat down again for my 6th bullet after the break, I just realized like, this is that version of me, like that degenerate mode. I gotta get in, right? And yeah, I saw that version of myself and just said, no, that's it, no more.
We fucking won the tournament, boys.
During the peak of my downswing, like I'd be losing a lot, but then I would win like a 10K tournament, and then like I would update and post about it, and I would get like likes and people like, yeah, you won a 10K, good for you. And I would get an ego boost, like, yo, won a 10K. But in reality, like I was down 200K that month. So like, why am I even doing this? And that's when I started like realizing like somehow ego completely took over my brain, where even though I'm losing, I just felt like everything's okay. The Try Poker series is just like simply the most prestigious and coolest looking thing out there. I mean, it's so well marketed, but also the experience itself is unbelievable. I heard it from my friends that go all the time, but also you can feel it by watching. Now, everyone was telling me at the time, like, but you've been crushing, you've won a lot online, you've won live, like this is the perfect time to go. And everything they said was like the perfect food for my ego to thrive, like a parasite just growing. And they were right, and I would slowly be like, yes, they're right. But I kept reminding myself, no, this trip is why you're having success. It's because I'm focusing on things I want to do. I really want to experience it myself, but I don't want to do it because of my ego. I'm on this trip to travel with my wife, to be a good husband, to have the experiences I want to do. Why would I go play poker? And that led to, thankfully, one of the best parts of our trip, which, we went to Siem Reap and saw these unbelievable temples that I'll never forget. Like, it's like one of the most special moments of my life, just walking in a place with so much history.
It's like Lebanon, I guess,
And that comes from me losing 6 binds in WPT. And that really helped me be like, no, Triton, I don't care if Elon Musk calls me and says, I'll put you in 100% your favor. You just go and show up. I don't care. I will not go. I don't care.
Ultimately, like life, poker is a game of choice. Should I do this or should I do that? The outcome simply isn't up to us. A downswing happens gradually and sometimes lasts a very long time. Players are handcuffed, questioning every single choice they make. To stay sane in this game, one must focus on what they can control and forget the rest. However, if they fail to do this, there can be consequences. In life, we sometimes do not realize what we have till it's gone. Is there anything in your life that you have lost that you wish you had another chance at?
Tugging at the heart to I've talked about this never really on camera and never very openly in the past, maybe a few times on my stream, but one of my closest poker friends committed suicide. The main reason, in my opinion, that it happened was because poker is also a very potentially difficult and destructive game, and it led my friend down a very dark path where it ended in the worst way possible. And as time goes on, I feel like in our community there's so many instances where we hear about these things, someone harming themselves, having a lot of substance abuse problems and bad vices or whatever, and we just normalize it and no one wants to talk about it or deal with it. Even in some cases people joke about it, and I just think that's not the best way to deal with it, because we can all overcome the worst version of ourselves. You just need to both want to do it, but also hopefully have the support of others around you to help you through it. I do regret a lot of the things that happened, especially how it happened and what I did after. And poker makes me able to go back at that trauma and analyze and realize what I did wrong. I feel the obligation to share it so that it doesn't happen to anyone else. I should have been there. I should have made him more comfortable with dealing these problems, because he was definitely on his own. And yeah, it's just I wasn't there because I felt awkward about a situation I didn't understand, yet my own emotions of feeling awkward are nothing compared to what he was going through. And that's what I regret the most, is that I was selfish with those emotions, having a bit of discomfort of dealing with something when the situation itself that the person is dealing with is so much worse. Yeah, obviously with all this being filmed now, it's weird because clearly I'm in the type of thinking that openly discussing things and sharing things is very beneficial, because some things are not meant to be built on your own. Some things for sure are, but some things do require help if you are personally not able to deal with. And when I did talk about it on X, and also I made a thread about it on 2+2, I remember the messages I got after, and people sharing their experiences and how, they're it helps them too. And it's all I had to do was type, right? It's such a simple thing. I had to be, let's say, vulnerable, and then now maybe that helps someone not make the mistake I did, or not, stop putting in the effort to help someone, and then that person that they care about is still alive. It's such a huge difference in terms of results, so it's definitely worth the discomfort even that I have now talking about this. It's worth it. It's fine. And I wish I had that mentality then, so that ideally I wouldn't even be talking be talking about it.
As life goes on, the allure begins to fade away. We're left with what drives us, our why for doing what we do. What is your why?
As it turns out, there's a pattern. As it turns out, all the great and inspiring leaders and organizations in the world, whether it's Apple or Martin Luther King or the Wright brothers, they all think, act, and communicate the exact same way, and it's the complete opposite to everyone else. This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist?
And we were always dreaming about playing higher. That dream was the thing that was keeping us moving forward. We just had like conversation. You remember when we were thinking, oh, we're gonna play these 200, 300 events online. And when we were in Mexico, now we're thinking about playing 1Ks. When we started playing 1Ks, we were thinking about 5Ks and 10Ks, and then we were started thinking about live. So I think that the most important thing that brought me here is just belief and having a dream of playing the highest stakes possible.
Every year, like, you kind of have to update your why and your goals, because sometimes you achieve them and then you kind of have to take a bit of time and think of, well, what's next? For me, after the trip that I've always wanted to do, now it's more about maybe starting a family. It's about inspiring people to improve their lives in this poker world, spending more time with my family. Like, it's constantly being updated.
But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? This is where gut decisions come from. You know, sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and your figures and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we use that verb? It doesn't feel right. Because the part of the brain that controls decision-making doesn't control language. And the best we can muster up is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Or sometimes you say you're leading with your heart or you're leading with your soul. Well, I hate to break it to you, those aren't other body parts controlling your behavior. It's all happening here in your limbic brain, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and not language.
We have seen what happens when one forgets their why, how bad it can get. However, have you ever noticed that not only downswings and hard times cause us to lose our why, but success can have the same effect? In life, we sometimes just do not realize what we have till it's gone.
Very grateful for my family, my parents, all the sacrifices they made, but also, I guess, being surrounded by such good people and friends, like really, like, I don't know, super grateful. Sometimes I'm just like, this is kind of like, I don't know, why is this, like, why am I so lucky? But yeah, I think people, I'm just really grateful for a lot of people around me, including you, by the way.
Are you happy?
Happy Easter.
In reality, I think what poker has brought me is a type of thinking that I don't think I would have been able to get in any other game. From my point of view, I used to be quite a negative, mean person, which is a bit hard to imagine, but there was a point I was like this, and poker really changed how I do everything. And I think what this trip has taught me is to really value my time over feeling like you might miss on something. all these things that always repeat. There's always a tournament series. There's always a poker cash game you can play. Like, who cares about that? It's not always that you can go and experience a whole adventure on your own or with someone. Like, you need to plan for that. You need to prioritize that. And I'm so lucky that not only I had these amazing trips, but that I was able to share them with my wife. But it took a lot of sacrifice for me to build that relationship with my wife. A lot of skipped tournaments, a lot of skipped Sundays, and I have absolutely no regret. And specifically during this trip, the thing that I was accidentally reminded of is, don't allow fear to dictate any of your decisions, and don't be scared to step out of the box. Believe it or not, I was scared of heights when I was younger, and now I can't wait to paraglide, I can't wait to skydive, I can't wait to bungee jump. I've done all those things, and I'm just like, I laugh at the fear now. Yeah, like, push yourself to the limits that you're comfortable with or that you're uncomfortable with. Fuck you, fear. Actually, it's this. This is exactly what I tell my fear. It's me with a smile, like, just like this cat. It's how it feels. I faced it when I was young, and I don't care anymore. And if you're scared of specific things, just that's it. You need to view poker as a tool. In the end, it's just a game where people make decisions, and sometimes things go your way and sometimes don't. I think when you see it that way, it becomes a lot less serious and a lot less detrimental to your mindset and your mental health when things don't go your way. And I would really advise trying to focus on everything else in your life outside of poker when you have the time for it. And if you don't have the time for it, you make the time for it. If ever you have the chance to achieve one of your goals, to realize any of your dreams, just do it right away. Don't wait, don't delay it, and please don't ever play a poker tournament instead of doing it. Well, hello everyone. You're still watching. I really hope you enjoyed, or if you just hate watching, I don't know what you're doing here. I just wanted to recap exactly why I made this video and how I got to this point. I've mentioned in the past I've been playing for 17 years, and when I first started playing poker, it was just something that I was trying to play on the side to make a bit of money for travel. And at one point, I quit university to pursue poker full time, and it was one of the worst years of my life. Everything went wrong. And I remember telling myself, yeah, just don't ever do that again. I went back to school. I started restructuring my life in a way where if I made some money from poker, if I got lucky with a couple of big scores, I would invest it, I would buy property. And I always wanted to use whatever I have in life to spread positivity and help people around me that I love. I've been very fortunate and lucky to both have an amazing family that immigrated from Lebanon to Canada, but also marrying into a Canadian family that has been very supportive of everything I've done. So when I went back to school and did my best to finish my studies and was playing a bit of poker on the side, I told myself, let's stick to this plan. Let's have a balance in life. And this is the whole point of this video. I've tried my best to show you what my balanced life looks like. It's something I believe in. This is my why. This is my reason I do all this. And I wanted to just show it so that you can try to create your own why. If you want to become the best poker player in the world, sure, then do everything in your way to make that happen. And my process was to just travel, enjoy life, and play poker whenever I have the time. It's a hobby. I love it. I want to keep doing it. And this whole trip, the 3-month trip that I did, was such a clear example of how that approach worked for me. And that's why this exists. So right before the trip, I was pretty motivated to get out of my downswing. And I had the urge and hunger to go win as much as I can in 1 month in January of 2025. And I had a crazy month where I literally just was winning every session, big final tables, huge wins. Then I went into the trip with my wife telling her like, hey, I'm so relieved I'm out of the downswing. I don't have to care anymore. That's why I played no poker for basically 3 months. And towards the end of the trip, I had organized a really big party for my father's 60th in Spain. And it fell on a Saturday. And I remember thinking and telling my wife, Saturday, that's like right before our Sunday session. Like I would love to play again, but I guess I can't. Luckily, we had a great time in Spain. And then at the same time, I took a flight right away to Montreal, landed in the morning and had no sleep. But something was kind of telling me like, hey, just play. Like you've done everything you've wanted to, just play. It doesn't care if you feel tired. I ended up satelliting into the 10K and finishing 4th for one of my biggest scores of the year. On top of that, the next week, the literal same exact thing happened where I satellited in and finished 3rd. And within 2 weeks, I made around 400,000 profit in this tournament that was the main catalyst of my downswing 2 years before. And it just made me realize I wasn't even trying. I was just enjoying life, traveling with my wife, planning big parties for my dad. And then I just like randomly show up and just have these 2 big scores. And it just felt like that's the right thing to do. Just keep this approach, keep enjoying life, make videos to help others, and try to, spread positivity. And this is the whole point of this. I'm structured in my weird way. I want you to be structured in your weird or, disciplined way, but stick to your why, stick to your goal, and don't get distracted by all the bullshit that comes through our poker community, poker tournaments and all that. Make a plan, stick to it, and try your best to apply it. Remember, after all, that I'm just a regular dude that created all this from nothing. Just a guy with a camera in his basement that is trying to spread positivity. Just a guy in his basement doing random things. I love you all. I'll see you around.